Respect isn't something you demand, it's something you embody. In a world flooded with distractions and superficial gestures, the Stoics teach us that true respect is rooted in character, not appearances. What if I told you there's a timeless principle, grounded in ancient wisdom, that can transform how others perceive you? Stick around, and we'll explore how to command respect, calmly and effortlessly. Starting today. Respect. It's an essential foundation of human interaction. The Stoics believed that how we carry ourselves, how we treat others, and how we respond to life's challenges define the respect we earn. And yet, many of us pursue respect in ways that betray our own values. What if the key to commanding respect was simpler than we think? A single powerful shift in mindset and behavior, drawn from Stoic philosophy, can reshape how others see us and how we see ourselves. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to lead with dignity and command respect without chasing it. Let's dive in. The Stoics taught us to confront reality with clarity and courage. And here's the reality about respect. It's not something that can be forced or demanded. For many, this realization comes with frustration, because gaining respect often feels elusive, like chasing something that slips further away the more we grasp for it. Think about your own experiences. Maybe it's the colleague who constantly interrupts you, overshadowing your contributions in meetings, or the friend who never seems to value your input, brushing off your opinions as if they don't matter. Perhaps it's subtler, a lingering sense that despite your efforts, people don't take you seriously. At its core, the challenge stems from a misunderstanding of what respect truly is and where it comes from. Many of us fall into the trap of thinking that respect is something external, dependent on others' validation, recognition, or approval. And so, we act in ways that betray our own dignity. We overcompensate, trying to prove ourselves through excessive talking, showing off, or constantly justifying our worth. We force authority, using aggressive tones or overbearing gestures that come across as insecure rather than confident. Or worse, we retreat altogether, convincing ourselves that respect simply isn't attainable. The Stoics would call this a failure to align with nature, a distraction from what truly matters. By focusing on what we can't control, like others' opinions, we lose sight of the one thing we can control, our own actions and character. This misguided pursuit often has the opposite effect of what we intend. Instead of earning respect, we appear desperate for it. Instead of exuding confidence, we project insecurity. And instead of fostering connection, we create distance. It's a painful cycle, one that leaves many of us feeling misunderstood, overlooked, or even disrespected. But as the Stoics remind us, every challenge holds an opportunity. In this case, the frustration we feel is a signal, not to chase respect harder, but to redefine how we approach it. The solution? It's not about chasing respect at all. Respect is not something we pursue. It's something we cultivate by embodying virtues like self-control, sincerity, and justice. When we focus on living in alignment with these principles, respect becomes a natural byproduct, not just from others, but from within ourselves. So how do we break free from the cycle of chasing and start commanding respect effortlessly? The answer lies in a simple yet profound shift, inspired by the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Let's explore this path together. To truly command respect, we must first understand its foundation. The Stoics believed that respect is rooted not in external displays or fleeting impressions, but in the essence of who we are, our character, our intentions, and how we interact with others. Respect is a reflection of how we align our actions with our inner values. But let's break this down into practical terms. Respect is rarely about what we say outright. It's communicated through the subtle yet powerful cues that form the core of human connection: body language, tone of voice, and the art of active listening. Mastering these elements is not about manipulation. It's about embodying respect for yourself and for others. Body language. The way we carry ourselves speaks volumes before we utter a single word. Picture someone slouched, fidgeting, or avoiding eye contact. These signals suggest uncertainty or discomfort. Now imagine someone standing tall, shoulders back, with steady movements. This posture radiates confidence and calm. The Stoics taught the importance of physical composure. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Your body language should reflect your inner calm and self-assurance. Avoid crossing your arms or making restless gestures, which can appear defensive or anxious. Instead, use open, relaxed movements that invite trust and convey quiet strength. Tone of voice. Your tone of voice is another silent communicator of respect. A calm, steady voice conveys authority without aggression. Speak too softly, and your message might be overlooked. Speak too loudly, and you risk alienating others with perceived arrogance or impatience. The Stoics emphasized the power of measured speech. Epictetus taught, "Keep silence for the most part and speak only when you must." When you speak with intention, choosing your words carefully and delivering them at a deliberate pace, you demonstrate self-control, one of the core Stoic virtues. Consider this. Your tone is not just about volume, it's about the energy behind your words. A sincere, even tone signals thoughtfulness and composure, while a rushed or flustered delivery might undermine your message. Active listening. Perhaps the most overlooked yet transformative tool for commanding respect is active listening. The Stoics were masters of self-awareness and emphasized the importance of understanding others before reacting. When you listen attentively, you not only show respect but also invite it in return. Active listening involves more than just hearing someone's words, it's about being fully present. Make eye contact, nod subtly, and respond with thoughtful reflections that show you're engaged. Avoid interrupting or mentally rehearsing your next statement while the other person is speaking. These habits signal disinterest or impatience. When you genuinely listen, you validate the other person's perspective. This simple act creates a sense of mutual respect and strengthens the connection between you. As Seneca advised, one of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood. The Stoic perspective on respect. The Stoics would remind us that these behaviors, confident posture, calm speech, and attentive listening, are not merely tools to gain respect, but expressions of our inner discipline. When you embody these practices, you project not just competence but also integrity and sincerity. What's more, these actions are not dependent on the reactions of others. Even if the respect you deserve isn't immediately returned, you remain grounded in your own sense of self-worth. This independence from external validation is a cornerstone of Stoic resilience. By mastering these elements, your body language, tone, and listening, you create an aura of confidence and trust that naturally commands respect. But here's the key. These practices are not just about influencing others. They're about respecting yourself first. When you carry yourself with dignity and intention, others can't help but take notice. Now that we've laid the foundation, it's time to uncover the Stoic secret that ties all of this together. A simple but profound principle that will transform the way people perceive you. Here's the moment you've been waiting for. The one simple yet transformative Stoic principle that can instantly earn you respect. Are you ready? It's this. The power of sincere appreciation and acknowledgement. Think about it for a moment. When was the last time someone truly recognized your effort, your perspective, or even just your presence? It's rare, isn't it? And yet, when it happens, it feels like a spark, an undeniable connection that makes you feel valued and seen. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." Recognizing the value in others is an extension of this gratitude, a deliberate act of justice, one of the core Stoic virtues. It's about giving people what they are due, acknowledgement for their humanity, their efforts, and their contributions. This principle works because it taps into something universal. At our core, every human being wants to feel valued and appreciated. It's a need as basic as food or shelter. By acknowledging someone sincerely, you meet this need and, in doing so, elevate them. And here's the Stoic twist. When you uplift others, you elevate yourself in their eyes as well. This act of acknowledgement is not about flattery or superficial compliments. It's about seeing the person in front of you for who they are and what they've contributed. It's about being present enough to notice their efforts and intentional enough to articulate your appreciation. Here's how you can apply this timeless principle. 1. Be specific in your acknowledgement. Instead of saying, "Good job," try, "I really appreciate the way you handled that situation. It showed great thoughtfulness." Specificity makes your acknowledgement feel genuine and personal. 2. Use meaningful, deliberate gestures. Pair your words with sincere body language. Look the person in the eye. Give a firm, warm handshake or a slight nod. These small physical cues reinforce the authenticity of your words. 3. Make it about them, not you. True appreciation isn't transactional. Don't acknowledge someone simply to get something in return. Approach it with the Stoic mindset of justice, recognizing others because it is right, not because it benefits you. What happens when you apply this principle? First, the person you acknowledge feels respected and valued, which fosters goodwill and trust. Second, you begin to cultivate an aura of respect effortlessly. You are no longer the person chasing validation or trying to prove your worth. Instead, you become someone who sees value in others and inspires them to see it in you. But the ripple effect doesn't stop there. The more you practice sincere acknowledgement, the more it transforms your mindset. You become more attuned to the positive qualities in others and, in turn, more mindful of the qualities you wish to cultivate in yourself. It's a practice of both self-awareness and external connection, a balance the Stoics would applaud. This approach aligns with the Stoic belief in focusing on what we can control. You cannot force others to respect you, but you can control how you interact with them. When you choose to recognize and appreciate others, you act from a place of virtue, not vanity. Respect then becomes a reflection of your integrity, not a fleeting reward. As Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Instead of seeking to overpower or outshine others, seek to uplift them. In doing so, you rise above the noise of ego-driven interactions and embody the timeless principles of Stoic philosophy. So here's your challenge. In your next interaction, take a moment to practice this principle. Whether it's a colleague, a friend, or even a stranger, find something specific to acknowledge. Pay attention, be deliberate, and express your appreciation sincerely. Then watch what happens. You'll notice an immediate shift, not just in how others perceive you, but in how you perceive yourself. You'll start to embody the calm confidence that commands respect, not through force or persuasion, but through virtue and action. Let me share a quick personal story that really drove this principle home for me. A few years ago, I worked on a project with a team of incredibly talented people. There was one individual, let's call him John, who was brilliant but often overlooked in meetings. He was the kind of person who quietly got things done, but his efforts rarely got the spotlight they deserved. One day, during a particularly intense brainstorming session, John shared an idea that frankly was the breakthrough we needed. It was clear, practical, and exactly what the team had been struggling to articulate. But the room stayed silent. No one acknowledged him, and the discussion quickly shifted to another topic. I decided to speak up. I said, "Wait a second. John, that was an incredible insight. Can you elaborate on it? I think you've just solved the problem we've been circling around." What happened next was remarkable. John lit up. He explained his idea with more confidence, and the entire team rallied around it. The project turned out to be a massive success, and John became one of the most respected voices in the group from that point forward. Here's the lesson. All it took was a moment of sincere acknowledgement, one simple act of appreciation, to not only elevate John but to shift the dynamic of the entire team. And you know what? That moment of recognition didn't just earn John respect, it also elevated how others saw me. By valuing someone else, I inadvertently commanded respect myself. This is the power of sincere appreciation. It's not about grand gestures or empty flattery. It's about noticing the contributions of others and having the courage to acknowledge them. That's the kind of respect that sticks, the kind that transforms relationships and builds trust. So here's where the real work begins. In your next interaction, take a moment to pause and reflect. Practice what we've discussed. Stand tall, speak with intention, and listen with purpose. And most importantly, find an opportunity to sincerely acknowledge someone's effort or perspective. Pay attention to the shift it creates, not only in the dynamic between you and the other person, but within yourself. Watch how respect, both given and received, becomes a natural part of your presence. But don't keep this wisdom to yourself. Share your journey with others. What's one moment where you've seen the power of respect in action? Or perhaps, what's one situation where you struggled to earn respect and how this perspective could change that? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience could inspire someone else to take that first step toward a better version of themselves. Respect starts with a single decision: yours. You've learned the tools, the mindset, and the timeless Stoic principle that can transform your relationships and your life. Now it's time to take action. Here's what I challenge you to do. In your next conversation, pause and practice sincere appreciation. Acknowledge someone's efforts, their perspective, or even just their presence. Watch how that one act shifts the dynamic, how it commands respect without demanding it. But don't stop there. Share your story in the comments. Tell us how it felt, how it impacted the interaction, and how it changed you. Your story could inspire someone else to take that same step, creating a ripple effect of respect and connection. The Stoics taught us that change begins within. Every small step, every deliberate action brings you closer to the person you're meant to be. Let's walk this path together. Like, subscribe, and share this message with someone who needs it. Respect isn't just for you, it's something we build together. I'll see you in the next video.